Have you ever had trouble fitting in or felt that you were torn between two completely different worlds? I know I have. I was one of the only Hispanic girls in a predominantly white area in my school. I also did musicals and sports, which felt like two completely different worlds. And that's what happened to a character named Jordan Banks in The New Kid. The New Kid is by Jerry Craft and is a 2020 Newbery Award winning book. It's also a graphic novel, and the pictures in this book are amazing. Jordan Banks loves drawing cartoons about his life, which you get to see by reading the book. Jordan wants to go to art school, but he goes to a private school instead. He is one of the few African American kids to go to Riverdale Academy. He is stuck between two different worlds, his life at Riverdale Academy and his life in his neighborhood in Washington Heights. Have you ever felt a room full of people look at you all at once because you were different? That's exactly what happened to Jordan. He was so nervous about his first day at school, and since he was the new kid and one of the few African American students at Riverdale, he felt that all eyes were on him, and people had so many questions to ask him, even the teachers. Has that ever happened to you? I know it has happened to me. When I was in first grade, I moved from Baltimore to a small town in New Freedom and went from a private school to a public school. So it was a big change. So even if you haven't moved, I'm sure you've had a time that you felt that all eyes were on you. In the story, a student named Andy seems to like to make racist comments and jokes. One day, Andy makes a racist comment to a Hispanic student. Another kid named Drew starts to stick up for the student. Jordan watches as all of this happens. Does Jordan keep standing and watch all this happen, or does he get into a fight? Read to find out what happens. Also, read to find out what happens at the first day of school. Is Jordan able to resolve his problem of being in two very different worlds? Does he pick one side or accidentally neglect another? What kind of friends does Jordan end up making? How does Jordan handle being one of the only African American kids in the school? Does Jordan allow himself to become overwhelmed? How do you think Jordan will try to cope with all of this? And does Jordan have anyone that's going to help him throughout the story? To find out, read The New Kid. I highly recommend this book, and when you start reading it, you won't be able to put it down.